Hey guys, this is Massa from the Great White North. So today we have a deck tech with a special guest. It's Reuben. Hi Reuben.
Hi, Alan. How are you?
Good, good, good. So excited to learn more about this deck. So Reuben was finalist at the last championship, and he was sporting a core deck, which is a hero we don't see that often, and which I kind of like. So Reuben, can you explain me why you chose to play core?
I selected Korr actually way before the championship even started as my champion of preference. I first played against a Korr against Sod. He came to this heads or tails, and I saw what that champion could do, and I thought to myself that that would be a champion that would really fit my play style. And so ever since then, I've been building decks based on that champion, and it made sense for me to play it in the competition. So
So how long have you been playing for with Genesis?
Will Kemp got me into Genesis probably a year and a half, almost 2 years ago.
Hmm.
Um, and I couldn't play it for a bit because of the COVID shutdown, but I've been trying to play it at least once a week. And I love the game and the community. It's just been a fast favorite for me.
Is there any other
So
is there any other card game that you play, or board game, or video game?
um,
Things that you like.
I I also play a little bit of Warhammer 40K. I also play a little
Mm-hmm.
bit of X-Wing as well.
Yeah.
Also very strategy-based games, and so it just kind of it fell into my wheelhouse. I have tried Magic: The Gathering, but it didn't really work for me. I didn't like the way the deck building was, where this felt much more natural to
This
my
is
play style.
very Genesis is very similar to Warhammer or X-Wing, more like Armada, but like this type of strategy games. I think it's a portable and easy way and cheap way to have a
Yeah, much
Warhammer.
more affordable too.
That's why I was very excited about it. Um, can you explain, like, can you go through your deck list and explain the main mechanism and synergy inside your deck?
For sure. So I built my deck around the Death's Companion.
Hmm.
I When I first started this game, I got the pleasure to play with the Death's Companion in a Malik deck, and I was like, I love this card. It's amazing. And the fact that I haven't seen it played a lot in the game meant to me would be kind of something special to be able to play. So when I first started this iteration of my deck, the Death's Companion was an absolute must. And I did what I could, and I was able to get 10 of them in this particular deck. So the core Death Companion combination was my deck, and I just wanted everything else to synergize and protect them. So
So what is good about this companion?
the biggest I would say is its damage output and flight. The damage is 5, which is nothing to scoff at, and most summons don't have damage that high. And then coupled with aerial and flight, their maneuverability is much greater than your average summon.
Hmm.
They are squishy; they're only 3 HP, so it doesn't take much to take them down. But they tend to get ignored or I guess the word is underestimated
Yeah.
in a field. So and they're also only 12 aura to bring on, whereas a regular retribution
Yeah,
angel
I was
is
just checking the angel, and like I wanted to ask you
25.
why this angel and not the other angel.
Yeah, so I can have 2 of these on the board for 1 angel retribution.
Yeah.
Plus, I can't play angel retribution with core, so it's a natural alternative.
No, I.
But yeah,
So that come up to another question is like, did you decide to play Angel Death Companion before you play Core, or did you decide to play Core and then chose to play Death Companion?
well, the Desk Companion was out before. It's a beta card.
Hmm.
It was out before the Rays release of Core, and so I would actually play it with my Malik deck. I would have
I
about
see.
3 or so in my Malik deck, and they worked fairly well. But I really like the card, and I can only get play and see one on the board every 10 or 15 cards because I could only have about 3 or so in a Malik deck.
Yeah.
And so I was a little disappointed in that, and I didn't like the way Kendra played. I didn't like the way I believe it's Odara played with their summons, but Korr was just, he's a tougher champion.
Mm-hmm.
He's got like a decent amount of aura. He has his Mobius ability, and he's also got his energy reduction of 1. So he just, when I saw that champion, I saw that I could play a Death Companion alongside it. It was just a natural progression for me.
So I guess my question also is more like, I understand that this is a control deck resolving around Death Companion as damage output. You could very well play a Nudia deck around Angel of Retribution as your damage output. So what makes this deck more appealing than playing a Nudia deck?
I have a rule of cool sort of mentality.
Rule of cool, I like it.
Yeah, it's to me, like, the Angel Retribution is an amazing card, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't, I don't know, it didn't resonate with me like the way a Death Companion could. Like, I might be able to do better with a Nubia deck, but it's just, I wanted to play with my favorite cards and see how I would perform in a competition. And I was very, very happy how it turned out.
So all right, walk me through so you have your Death Companion.
Yep.
What else do you have for threat?
So I have I have 6 Chronowalkers as well in this particular deck. They are a must for this particular build just because it allows for extra mobility, being able to get in and out of situations and throw down counter spells with the Chronowalker offensively, not just defensively, is very important. A lot of people use Chronowalker almost exclusively defensively, but it's a very powerful offensive card as well.
You can just throw something.
As an example, so so you can use the Chronowalker. Some stuff out of the way. So you could use the Chronowalker to allow Korr to move forward, and then use a Malecious Persuasion to push your summon one space forward. Yes. So you can use it to allow extra mobility that a player isn't expecting. It's an interesting, like, getting yourself in range to cause a cognitive restrict to shut down your opponent as well. It's just, it's a very interesting sort of dynamic. It's very versatile, much more so than literally just swapping up the damage.
You keep the creature on the field too, so it's not just a spell.
Yeah, exactly. You're not, like, the Chronowalker is nothing to stop that in terms of its own capabilities. It's 6 health, and it has 3 damage. So if you're using it offensively, you're not taking initial damage, and you have a 6/3 on the board. Plus, you're able to pull off a maneuver that might put an extra 5 damage down on your opponent.
And the chi is only 6, so I mean, it doesn't really put pressure on your deck. The aura cost is 17.
It does cost 17 aura, but as it's been stated many, many times, it is drastically undercosted. So it just, it's a very good card. I could probably play 2 or 3 on average per game if I draw.
Yes. So what else do you have for summons?
For summons, I have 6 Call to the Bones as well. In this, that's the spell to draw in 3 skeletons from my subconscious, and allows me to use my Mobius ability to draw cards. So that is a very good card draw ability, as well as body block. I used the body block ability against Kuhn in, I believe it was the second last match against Kalodix. Not Kalodix, sorry, it was Steve-O, because he brought in 3 Chronowalkers, but I was waiting for him to mill out, and in order to keep my champion from being surrounded, I brought in 3 skeletons that they couldn't walk through.
Oh, I see.
So it just allows for body blocking. Obviously, against the Kuhn deck, it doesn't really work, and so that's where the sideboard comes in. So
can you explain how you can combine core ability and call to the bones?
Sure. So if I have Korr, let's say right there, and I play a Call to the Bones ability, I hit my camera. The awareness is around, except for the back, and then so after that card is played, you can place the skeleton 1 on any of these squares. I can put all 3 right in front, or I can put them all beside. It's entirely up to me where I want them to go. The Mobius ability for Korr is directly in front. So what I typically do is I'll place two and then one on whatever side I think is best, and then it just consumes the skeleton. So the skeleton dies, but I draw a card based on that. So it's very much worthwhile to do that if I need to keep the cards in my hand. And my energy abilities aren't very. I don't have a lot, so milling cards isn't always a bit of an issue. So being able to draw through and stuff like that, bringing cards out isn't dangerous for me.
Right. What else do you have in your deck?
The other biggest, I would say, and one of the more important cards is Cog Restrict. This deck was Will Kemp and Alex. I'm sorry, I don't know his last name. Helped me out with building this deck because I was having a lot of problems with Kuhn, and I couldn't really figure out what the best way to do it. So they had recommended the Cog Restrict and a few others to fill out that control feature. And I have to say, it was definitely a must. This card has a large awareness in front to be able to shut down any ability from a champion. It doesn't affect summon, but any ability played by the champion will be shut down, and it costs the same as my Chronowalker at 17 aura. So it's expensive, but it will keep my desk companions alive from tsunami, from sandstorm.
Yeah.
It'll stop meteorite. It doesn't matter what it is. It even stops summons as well. So
no, I think that's a very good counter. Probably the best one in the game so far.
Yeah, it's an underrated excuse me, an underrated card. I haven't seen too many of them. So what? Actually, I played against Alex, and that's when I first saw them.
Oh, I see.
And I saw what they could do. So
what else do you have in the deck?
So for mobility, I also have Malecious Persuasion, which allows me to move any of my summons or an opponent's summon away from me in some regard, or pushing my my desk companions up one, so I can get that much further up the board, or I can move them out of the path of a spell. So that is a definite must as well for this desk companion deck. It really increases the ability to react to situations, and I can choose to keep a summon alive.
But it works only if you have a summon right in front of you, right?
That is correct. So it is a bit tricky, but Chronowalkers allow you to reposition. The hardest challenge is when they're beside you, or something where it requires a turn. That was when it doesn't work as well. But one of the cool tricks is baiting, and like bringing out Korr, bringing him up, bringing up a desk companion. Say Kuhn drops down, tries to bolt shot. I can push my desk companion ahead. I can move back with the Chronowalker, and then before the damage goes off, use another Malicious Persuasion to push my Chronowalker out of the way, and then that bolt shot's gone. So, and I have another summon on the board that's most likely going to survive until next round, and my desk companion survives.
So the position of your Korr is very critical in this deck, I feel.
It is. That's why I don't keep him in the back corner, because I need to have him up and just outside of the battle as much as possible, but close enough that I can influence my own summons. Yeah,
you need to. He need to be. You need to have his army adjacent to him. I feel like
he's a support character for sure. Because I can also. It's not just running away with the Chronowalker. I can also
can push and.
Yeah, if let's say I don't have another champion here, but let's say this Meteorite card, you can see it is Kuhn, and my Korr's here, desk companions here. He bolt shots. I can switch with my Chronowalker, go up front, and then play a pressure point to shut down that bolt shot.
Yeah, no,
and then so
looks complicated.
I have a lot of control elements in this deck. It is definitely a control deck for sure.
So, like talking about control, so we saw your cognitive. I forgot the retribution. I forgot the name of the card.
Cognitive restriction.
Restriction. Yep. And what else do you have as counter?
I have pressure point.
Pressure
point. 3
point.
of those.
Yeah, 3.
So that shuts down a champion's technique.
Okay.
And then I also have shutdown, which shuts down an enemy's spell.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also Oten as well for targeted damage and
Yes.
getting out of dodge. So that's excuse me. The O10 didn't come in handy as much as I would have liked, but
I think yeah,
I didn't
maybe
really.
it's a bit too crowded a battlefield for Oten to work.
Yeah, that it is a disadvantage. You have to be very careful when you summon skeletons or surround yourself with skeletons because it can make O10
Yeah.
impossible to use. But it did work a few times in the games I didn't play on video, but
Mm.
I'm looking into alternatives for my next deck. I definitely will be keeping it in there, just not as many, I don't think.
Yeah, and you have a dedicated study just for to smooth the deck out.
Yeah, dedicated studies for card filtering, and
From
then
Kabus.
the Kabus for
Kabus.
late game. Just
Yeah.
because once my aura is drained, at least I can
Yes.
drop the Kabus.
So
So
how difficult is this deck to play?
well, it's funny you ask because the final deck was probably built like the Wednesday or something before the actual championship.
Mm-hmm.
My sideboard was finalized the night before.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the deck I had previously had more summons in it, less control elements, and I was really hurting for that. So when Will and Alex we were working together, and they recommended I swap out some of these summons for more control elements, I went from Will was saying like 20 decisions a game to 120
Mm-hmm.
because I had so many different options to be able
I know.
to get out of dodge, shut down the opponent. It just I had to make sure that
And I guess
it
you
was
just
working.
need a lot of practice to kind of build this muscle memory, brain memory to
Yeah,
kind of see pattern.
yeah. I showed my noobness a little bit when the Stone Protector messed up in the last game there, but overall, I would say I was extremely happy with the way the deck
So
worked.
like,
I still think it has a chance against him now that I know the things I know,
mhm.
but you can't go back in time. So
Yeah, sure. So talking
he's
about the stone protector, how is your sideboard looking? And
so
which card
my
do you sideboard in
sideboard.
which against which deck?
So I sideboarded against the Coon deck. The what Coon, both of them that I faced. I'm just
Oh, there
moving
was
some
two
cards out of
Kun
the way.
deck. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Colodix. I played Colodix twice, and he's Coon, and then the final Sid was
Yeah.
also Coon. And when I was building that, that was my scariest opponent. We're more worried about Coon than any other player, and that's who I ended up playing most of the time. So in my sideboard, I decided to bring in the Stone Protectors
Mm-hmm.
as a potential. Again, it was a lack of familiarity, but I knew a basic about what they could do, and I knew it would be good. There was a caveat in the wording of relocate that I didn't notice, and it didn't work out in the end. But this was definitely the only card I pulled from my forethoughts during the game
Mm-hmm.
in order to help work around my mobility. I also had 5 lambs for the slaughter. That was in case I was facing an angel stone protector combo deck, being able to utilize the angel against the stone protector to shut that down.
Mm-hmm.
And it also had meteorite as well in case I was against a summon heavy deck. I wasn't too worried about the summon heavies, but it was just a potentiality.
Mm.
And last but not, I guess I had one more O10. Oops, I keep hitting my camera here.
It's okay.
One more was the 5 puppet controls.
Yeah, that's a very nice card.
Yeah, so anything like the Lightless, Primordial, or Angels, this card would have come in handy, and it would have taken an opponent off guard just because they probably weren't expecting.
But you need to be right in front of them, which is,
Yeah.
you like if you want to steal an angel, um, do you often like combine some of your mobility card to get this to a position where you can actually use puppet control?
It is very situational,
Yeah, I
and
guess.
usually requires that I have some sort of decoy in my ability,
Mm.
like in my stack.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like if I'll take 6 damage, and then I'll take another 6 damage, or actually 8 damage in order to absorb it. So that's 10 health right there that I would have to spend. So I never got a chance to try this combination against an angel deck, but I would be curious to see how it played out. I don't know its full effectiveness as of yet.
Did you ever try to steal a stone protector?
Yeah, I could seal a Stone Protector for 5 health and relocate myself or something else with a Morel.
Mhm.
And yeah, there's a lot of janky control elements in this deck that really
Yeah.
it's very heavy decision making. I was brain fried by the end of the day,
Yeah, I can see
um,
that.
but it was still a lot of
And
fun.
what do you take out of your deck when you put those cards in? Like for main
Um,
matchup, you know?
when I was playing Coon, I was subbing out my Call to the Bones.
Yeah, because they
So
don't block.
yeah, I lose my card draw, but the body block didn't really.
Mhm.
It doesn't work with that particular champion, so it's just a natural
And
choice
what,
to
what
remove
what do
that.
you put in for Kun?
The Stone Protectors.
Stone Protector. Okay.
Yeah, I would put 4 Stone Protectors in Cocoon. That would be my best option. I think going forward, I'll have those in the deck from the
Mhm.
beginning, and then have extra Call to the Bones or something as a
So
sideboard.
moving on, you think it's better to cut some of the call to the bone. I forgot the name, and put some Stone Protector inside your main deck.
Yeah, I think so. I'm going to try to have a minimum 5 in the next deck, and maybe like one less of the control elements because this relocate allows for that mobility. I'll definitely keep the at least 4 cog restricts and definitely the 6 Chronowalkers, but I might bring my angels down to like no less than 8. I want to be able to see them as often as possible, but
Yeah.
the if I see a Stone Protector early on, I can keep myself alive until I bring out the angels to
Yeah.
harass. So
Fair enough. And yeah, thanks a lot for the deck tech. I was just
yeah, no problem.
curious. You know, there is a Kickstarter for Origin starting next week.
Yeah,
I don't know if you are aware of some of the cards already coming in Origin, but is there anything that excites you about Origin? Is there any, like, I know we have Vampire, there will be way to draw cards out of the Vampire, sacrificing things.
I think the anything that's like a summon utility
Mhm,
champion is something that I really enjoy.
mhm,
I think the Nullify card is going to be huge,
mhm,
and I will probably have incorporating that into my deck somehow.
mhm.
Other than that, it's just going to be an adventure, playing with the guys at heads or tails, trying out new things because like that's where I've learned a lot, and I love the guys there, the community. Sid was one of the I've seen him I don't know how many times at heads or tails, but
Mhm.
we've never played a game together until the championship. So it
And
was really funny how that worked out.
I hope you will join in our Discord webcam tournament so that we can play with each other too.
Yeah, no, I definitely be interested in that. Hopefully, I get a little better tech setup and kind of whip this one together here. So.
And a practical question, like, to get your deck, how many boxes of Jalarat second edition do you think one need to buy? Like, if you don't buy any single, I know some of the cards like Pressure Point are not in second edition, but most of those are in second edition. And I don't see, like, Angel is an uncommon. You have the Sun Protector. I mean, you have
Yeah,
some rares,
the
but not.
so sideboard aside,
Mhm.
um, like the Stone Protectors, yeah, those are a rare card, but they are readily available in J2.
Yeah,
The Kabus is also readily available in
yeah, it's
J2s.
uncommon.
Yeah, dedicated studies I think are pretty common as well. Easy cards. Chronowalkers are hard to find. I would say you can get the Chronowalker in J2, but it's going to be a more expensive card. I think
Yeah,
about
I
seven.
got last. I opened a box yesterday and I posted the video. I opened one Chronowalker. So if you have 5 Chronowalker in your deck, you have 6, right?
I
Uh,
have 6 in my deck. I had to give away 4 to build the deck. I needed to get a few more cognitive restricts,
mhm.
and I actually opened one up when I was there at the championship.
So I think
Called
maybe like ideally with 6 box you should have everything you need here, more or less.
yeah, like
But you can also, like, I think with because you don't have so many rare, maybe like just like 3 box and buying some singles.
mhm.
We're gonna have a lot of
Yeah,
singles in our shop, so we will have every card in the set as singles. So
yeah. It will be like I have there's 6 Call the Bones. Those are a rare card as
Mhm.
well. it would be hard to make this deck from even just one box of boosters from J2.
Yeah.
There are some cards that obviously aren't in J2 that I have, but like Cog Restrict, those are JLara. Welcome to JLara cards.
Oh, that's true.
The Desk Companion, I think, would be the hardest one to find right now until they release the new version of it. But this particular this artwork, they're not. It's an I think it's a discontinued art.
So yeah. So this art will never. It will never come again. But
yeah, it's going to be a rare card. So this particular deck, Will Kemp helped me. He gave me most of these actually, and then Steve-O helped me fill out the rest with his promos that he had that were the same card.
Yeah, because you run 10. It's quite a lot.
I run 10. I was like I said, it was the deck. It was the card I wanted in my deck. I wanted 10 of them, and I was going to do everything I could to get that to work. So. But everything else, I believe, is other than Pressure Point, is readily available. So Shutdown, Malicious Persuasion, those are all readily available. Pressure Point, they're not in print right now, and those are beta cards.
But they're in the organized play kit, so if you play in our events, one day or later, you're going to get some.
Yeah, exactly. So.
All right, well, that sounds good. Yeah. Well, thanks a lot for today. Any last word you want to say, or... Like, do you still like this deck, or do you want to throw it away and play something else?
I'm gonna keep playing this until I get it exactly where I want it.
Okay, sounds good.
And I'm not afraid of what's coming out. Like, I'm curious to see what like Phage is gonna bring with like the new stuff.
Yeah, me too. But you know what? During the Kickstarter, maybe we can play with each other and record this. And I don't know what I would play against this deck, but.
There are some decks that are good counters to it, but I haven't played against with the Stone Protector.
All right.
Yet, it's like as in a mainstay card. So I'm curious to see how it's gonna affect my overall playability with it. So.
Okay, thanks a lot.
No problem. I just want to shout out to Will Kemp.
Yeah. Good friend of
Alex as well. They were, like I said, very big parts in this deck. I can't take all the credit, right? So. And then Steve-O Terrell for having a great community at Heads and Tails in Brantford. And,
we know all of that. Like we already had a long interview with Will. We will have Steve tonight or tomorrow, and Alex didn't come yet to our channel, but we mention him often. We talk with him often, and we will have him most likely during the Kickstarter talking about the game design. All those people are great people to play with, talk with. It's a great community.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
It is fantastic.
Thanks a lot, Reuben. Let's keep in touch, and I hope I can play with you soon. Thanks, guys, for watching. That was a deck tech from Reuben about the Korr Death Angel deck. Very cool deck, very control-ish deck, but very fun deck. It looks to play. So more deck tech coming this week and during the Kickstarter. So please subscribe and stay connected to this channel to know everything about Genesis. Thanks, guys.